Hey guys, it's Lindy.
And it's Mike here, and this is TIY.
The Tiny It Yourself channel, and today we're going to talk about our top 5 closet solutions.
Yeah, so stay tuned and see which of the solutions you think is the best or you might want to put in your tiny house.
So in our last video when we talked about our top 5 ways you could fit a bathtub into your tiny house, we had a lot of positive feedback, but I do want to address the fact that these videos are us just discussing topics. You're not going to see full tours of these houses, just specific ideas that are relevant to the title.
Yeah, not all of these are going to be super fancy, amazing ways where you pop something out of something in a new way. We're going to talk about some of the more practical ways to fit a closet and the pros and cons and why that's important. So let's go ahead and start with number 1, which is putting a closet in your storage stairs.
Yeah, so this is the very typical thing you do in tiny houses. This is a good example of an under the stair one by the Huckleberry tiny house. I really like how they finished this. It looks very well done. Things aren't on display, which I don't care for. I think it makes houses look really cluttered.
So this probably won't work for us because we are going to put our washer dryer under our storage stairs, which is going to take up all the room. If you're familiar with the Home House, that video that's Couple Builds Tiny House for $20-something thousand, it has millions of views, they ended up putting a space for the washer dryer, but since they didn't install it yet in that video, they were using it as a closet. So something tells me we're going to be doing that for a couple months. But
we also found this version, which is a tech-friendly, modern, contemporary tiny house listed on tinyhouselistings.com. I thought it was really unique in that it utilized basically rolling racks, which I haven't really seen much in other houses. Puts everything kind of front and center. You don't have to dig through cubbies.
And the final cool under the storage stairs solution, which I have yet to see, which is just an idea, is taking this sort of radially folding shoe rack and placing it down into the lower part of the storage stairs. I think that would be awesome. And maybe we'll do that. We'll see.
So if anyone has a really good shoe storage design, please let me know. I have a ton of shoes and I'm unwilling to part with them. And I haven't seen that many variations. So if you know of an awesome tiny house or design, please let us know down below.
Okay, now let's look at some things to consider. The main thing that comes off to me about this design is that you're sort of moving a bedroom element into the main living area. Like this is really part of our kitchen in our tiny house design. And so you're kind of going down the stairs to get your clothes, which could be kind of annoying.
So your clothes might not be right next to you in the bedroom like in a typical setting. One positive, though, is that you do get to get dressed standing up, which is great, but you do have to consider you're probably dressing in the middle of your house, so there might be a privacy issue there, so keep your blinds drawn. So number 2 is The Closet in the Shower by Anna White. Their channel is awesome. If you haven't checked it out already, I would highly recommend it, and it will be linked down below.
And then you can slide the closet over and use it just like a regular closet. When you're showering, it can actually go over the toilet.
I really like this design because it utilized one space with a lot of purposes. However, we live in a really humid climate. Alaska, where they built theirs, obviously is really dry, but here I could really see all of our clothes molding. We've already had issues with that in a non-tiny house where our clothes weren't stored in a bathroom, so I'm a little leery of doing that.
Another thing to consider is if you have a guest or your partner is in the bathroom, you can't maybe get dressed, which could be bad. All right, so now onto the third one, which is using your second loft, which we happen to have.
Closet in your second loft is just what it sounds like when you put part of your closet in your second loft.
And our second loft right now is meant to be a TV loft, but that actually gives some room for a closet. So we're probably going to keep our off-season clothes there, especially, and that way we don't have to crawl down one and crawl up the other every single time. And that really is the thing to consider, is having to crawl up to the second loft just to get dressed, which could be really annoying.
So along this idea of seasonality with clothes storage, we actually found this other really unique idea where you can take a pillowcase that's zipped, take out the stuffing, and then fold your heavy, bulkier items like clothes and sweaters and stuff them into the pillow, which is really cool. You could put it in your loft, you could put it down on your bench, wherever you want it.
And this goes perfectly with the lounge loft because you can just have a ton of pillows to lean up against, and you're storing clothes at the same time.
They might be a little lumpy, but that's the price you pay.
And another cool idea when you're planning how to do your second loft or your closet in your loft, it could even be the closet in your main loft, is this, which is just a cardboard mock-up, which I think is just a cool 3D way to sketch something out.
Number 4 is closet under the bed. It seems to be a running theme in our videos that everything will end up under the bed.
So this is a product that they sell, is sort of just an under the bed closet thing, which is pretty cool. And this would work probably the best in a gooseneck trailer because this has to be on the ground, because if you throw this in a loft, then you're just killing your headspace even more.
This would never work for us because some of us are able to get up early while others sleep in, and I would never be able to access my clothes while someone else was still sleeping.
Yeah, we also probably just won't do this because we don't have a gooseneck trailer. Our beds are up on lofts. Now to number 5, which is just using your closet as a privacy wall / divider in your main sleeper loft. This might be the most common one, which can be in contrast to this picture, which is from our friend Alec Lisevsky's tiny house. You can see how they have a closet against the back wall. They actually have them on both sides, but some people just put them on the back wall. But a lot of houses do them as a privacy divider, like the Ohm house, which we already covered.
So this is the other one that we will probably be incorporating into our own house. I like that it offers privacy, so if you have guests on your corresponding loft, they can't really see directly into your loft. Also, I like the idea that your clothes are right next to you when you get up, although you do have to get dressed kind of sitting down, which could be awkward. Depending on what kind of roof design you have, that can limit your hanging space, especially if you have longer items like dresses. You're going to need a much taller hanging space for those things. Luckily, we have a butterfly roof, so it really shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. And I want to add a little bonus one here, which I've seen before, and that is adding some closet space or just clothes storage into the floor. You have to really think ahead of this, and you won't be able to insulate there, which could be some heat loss and stuff like that, but it's a cool idea. And here's my tiny house closet fantasy, is that you put all of your clothes into like a little cube and then they just get vacuum sucked into like nothing, and that would be awesome.
So to summarize what we're actually going to be doing in our tiny house, at least so far, you know, plans do change. We're going to have the bulk of our main clothes in the privacy room divider one. We're going to have our seasonal clothes in our second loft. And then we'll have more knick-knacky, probably shoe kind of things in our storage stairs down below.
Okay, so the most obvious point here is the less clothes you have, the less room you need. And this is where minimalism and tiny houses completely intersect.
It may seem like we have a lot of clothes, but we actually moved to our current location in just our Prius, so we really don't have that many things.
And one final idea before we let you go, which I do really want to attempt, and this is a mix between laziness of me grabbing my clothes and not wanting to fold them, but I want to do one of those clothes racks that sort of accordions down, that just comes out of a drawer, so I can just open it up and boom, all of my clothes. I'm going to try and make it, probably do a video about it, might fail.
Don't let him fool you. He has a lot of clothes and that would never work.
It's going to work.
So let us know down below which kind of storage option you would choose, or if you have other unique ideas like Mikey's folding accordion
Sky's
closet.
the limit. Let us know.
That won't work.
Type it in the comments.
Well, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. You can also check out our Instagram, Tiny It Yourself.
All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.